You see the screen light up, it's an unknown number, you know they're going to speak English, so you freeze. You just stare at the phone, and you let it ring until it goes to voicemail.
Okay, Hannah, you didn't have to attack me like that right at the start. I hate phone calls. Almost everyone hates phone calls. Even native speakers prefer texting these days.
Texting is comfortable, Adam, but comfort doesn't pay your bills. You are defending your fear. And while you wait for a text message, everyone else is moving ahead. They are getting the job, booking the appointment, closing the deal.
But it's different on the phone. When you're face-to-face, you can read body language, you can smile, you can use your hands. On the phone, it's just a voice in the dark. If they speak fast, I'm completely lost.
And that is exactly why you need a system. If you ignore this, you'll pay for it. Literally. You miss out on life. But here's the problem. You go blank because you answer the phone like a victim. You wait for them to speak, and then you panic.
A victim? That sounds intense. But yeah, I usually just say hello and pray they speak slowly.
Stop guessing. Start controlling your progress. When you pick up the phone, you're in a transaction. Today, we're going to break down the 3 most terrifying phone calls you will ever make. And we're doing live demos.
Oh wow, live demos again? My heart rate is already spiking just thinking about it.
Good. Fear means you are about to grow. Listen carefully. English is not a skill. It's your advantage. When you know the exact phrases to control a phone call, you become bulletproof.
Okay, I'm ready. Listeners, grab a notebook. What is the first scenario?
Scenario 1. The unexpected call. You didn't plan for this. Your phone rings. It's a delivery driver named James. He's lost, he's stressed, he speaks fast.
This is my worst nightmare. I order food and then I stare at the map on my phone hoping the driver just finds the door.
But James is calling. You pick up. I am James. Ready? Hey, this is James with your delivery. I'm on your street, but I can't find the building. Are you near the big blue gate?
Yes. Hi, James. I want you to come inside the gate and give me the food at the second door.
Stop. Break character. What went wrong there?
I panicked. I used I want and give me again.
Exactly. Even on the phone, I want and give me sound aggressive and panicked. But this is important. You also let his speed control your speed. He spoke fast, so you tried to speak fast.
Wow, you're right. I tried to match his energy.
Don't match the panic. Control the pace. When someone speaks too fast on the phone, use the anchor technique.
What is the anchor technique?
You slow down your own voice. You drop your pitch slightly, and you use a confirming phrase, like this. Hi, James. Yes, I am near the blue gate.
So I just speak slower, and it forces them to slow down.
Yes, it's psychological. This changes everything. When you speak calmly, they calm down. Let's try the demo again. I am James. Hey, I'm on your street, but I can't find the building. Are you near the big blue gate?
Hi, James. Yes, I am near the blue gate. Could you pull into the driveway, please?
Oh, okay, got it. So just come through the gate and park?
That's right. I will meet you at the front door.
Break character. That was beautiful. How did that feel?
It felt powerful. I didn't feel like I was running to catch up with his words. I just anchored the conversation.
You decide how fast you grow. By speaking slowly and clearly, you took control of the situation. But most people will miss this. Receiving a call is actually the easy part.
Easy? Then what is the hard part?
Scenario 2, making the call.
Initiating a call. The worst.
You have to call a dental clinic to book an appointment. The receptionist's name is Emma. You know what you want to say, but the moment she answers, your brain deletes your entire vocabulary.
Yes, I will literally write a script on a piece of paper, but then Emma says something unexpected and my paper is useless.
Your paper is useless because you're writing full paragraphs. You don't need a paragraph. You need a formula.
Okay, give me the formula. I need to book a cleaning. My teeth are depending on this.
The formula for making any professional call has 3 steps: greeting, identity, purpose.
Greeting, identity, purpose. Okay, that sounds manageable.
Let's test it. I am Emma, the receptionist. Good morning, Downtown Dental. Emma speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Emma. I am Adam. I want to clean my teeth on Tuesday.
Sorry, could you say that again? Stop. Break character.
What? I used the formula. Greeting, hi Emma. Identity, I am Adam. Purpose, I want to clean my teeth.
You're sounding like a robot reading a manual. I am Adam is technically correct, but it's not how native speakers talk on the phone. And I want to clean my teeth sounds like you're going to walk into the clinic, grab the tools, and do it yourself.
Okay, fair point. So how do I sound human?
For identity on the phone, never say, I am Adam. Say, this is Adam.
This is Adam. Oh, that does sound much more natural.
And for your purpose, use our magic phrase from the restaurant episode. I would like to, or I'm calling to.
I'm calling to. Got it. Let me try the formula again.
I am Emma. Good morning, Downtown Dental, Emma speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Emma. This is Adam. I'm calling to book an appointment for a cleaning.
Absolutely, Adam. Are you a new patient or a returning patient?
I'm a new patient.
Great. We have an opening next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Does that work for you?
Tuesday at 2 p.m. works perfectly. Thank you.
Break character. That was flawless.
Wow, this is Adam. I'm calling to. It felt so structured. I didn't even need to look at a piece of paper.
Because you had a framework. English is not a skill. It's a bridge to opportunities. When you have the framework, you can cross the bridge.
But Hannah, what if Emma asks me something I don't understand? What if she says, please bring your insurance forms and an X-ray release waiver before the preliminary consultation?
And this is dangerous. This is the exact moment where 90% of English learners panic. They hear 3 big words, their brain shuts down, and they just say yes.
That's me. I am the 90%. I just agree and hope it wasn't important.
Never say yes if you don't know what you're agreeing to. This is how you take control. We're moving to scenario 3, the confusion trap.
Okay, the confusion trap.
You're on the phone with a tech support agent named Omar. Your internet is broken. Omar is reading from a technical script. He's going to say something very confusing.
So my internet is down. Got it.
I am Omar. Hello, this is Omar with tech support. Sir, before we proceed, I need you to verify the MAC address on the underside of your router and perform a hard reset on the modem gateway.
What?
Stop. Break character. Never say what on a professional phone call.
But I didn't understand a single word you just said. MAC address? Gateway? Okay, so I should say, can you repeat that, please?
Can you repeat that is okay for a beginner, but you're not a beginner anymore. You want to sound like a confident professional. Use this. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. That sounds really polite.
It is, but if Omar repeats it and you still don't understand, you need a stronger tool.
Yes, because sometimes they just repeat the exact same confusing sentence but louder.
Exactly. If you need them to simplify it, say, could you walk me through that step by step?
Oh, I like that. Could you walk me through that step by step? It puts the responsibility on them to teach me.
Yes, you are taking control by asking for guidance. Let's do the demo. I am Omar. Sir, I need you to verify the MAC address on the underside of your router and perform a hard reset on the modem gateway.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you walk me through that step by step?
Of course. First, pick up the black box with the blinking lights.
Okay, I have it.
Look at the sticker on the bottom. Do you see a code that says MAC?
Yes, I see it.
Break character. Notice what happened.
He stopped using the big words. He just said, pick up the black box. It became so easy.
Because you guided him. You managed the expert. The gap is growing every day for people who don't know how to do this. They sit in frustration. Their internet stays broken because they are too afraid to say, I didn't catch that.
This is honestly blowing my mind. It's not about having a perfect vocabulary. It's about knowing how to manage the conversation when you don't know the words.
That is the secret of fluency. Fluency is not knowing every word in the dictionary. Fluency is knowing how to survive when you don't.
Fluency is knowing how to survive when you don't. That is a quote to put on the wall.
But listen carefully. None of these phrases will work if your voice shakes.
My voice always shakes when I'm nervous. How do I fix that?
Before you dial the number or before you answer the ringing phone, you need to do one physical thing.
Drink water?
Drop your shoulders.
Drop my shoulders.
Yes, Right now, as you are sitting in the studio, your shoulders are tight. They're creeping up toward your ears. When you are stressed, your body tightens. Your vocal cords tighten. Your voice becomes high and weak.
Wow, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Drop your shoulders. Take one deep breath. When your body is relaxed, your voice drops into a lower, calmer register. You sound confident even if you're terrified inside.
So it's a physical hack for an English problem.
It is a psychological hack. When you sound calm, the person on the other end treats you with more respect. They listen better. They are more patient.
Let me try it. Shoulders up, tight voice. Hi, this is Adam. I'm calling to book an appointment. Yeah, I sound like I'm asking for a favor.
Now, drop them. Breathe.
Hi, this is Adam. I'm calling to book an appointment.
Night and day. That is the voice of a man who controls his time.
I am definitely doing this from now on. The anchor technique for fast talkers. This is Adam instead of I am Adam. And dropping my shoulders before I speak.
You have the tools, but tools sitting in a box do nothing. Stop watching the phone ring. Stop hiding behind text messages. Every day you delay, you lose opportunities.
It's so true. I can think of at least 3 times this month I canceled plans just because I didn't want to call the restaurant to change the reservation.
You are paying a high price for silence. Tomorrow, I want you to make a phone call. Call a local coffee shop and ask what time they close. Call a store and ask if they have a product in stock.
Just for practice?
Just for practice. Use the formula. Hi, this is Adam. I'm calling to check your hours today. If you stumble, excellent. If your heart races, perfect. Not improving is already a loss.
You know, I actually feel ready for this. I really do. That felt real, didn't it? Tell me, who are you more like?
Are you still waiting or are you ready to speak now?